Migo. That's my logo. Eromosele.
Now, Lagos, it's business we're talking about, definitely. If you'd like to join the conversation, please go on WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. If you'd like to send us a tweet, you can tweet at us at Smooth91FM. Use the hashtag Business Express 981. Rotus.
Thank you so much. So, markets inching up again, little bit by bit. 0.64% yesterday in the positive region is where the market closed. 32,614 points. Let's see now. So far this month, the market is up by 6.73%. So far this year, the market is up by 3.7. 26 gainers, 15 losers. And we're going to be looking at Nigerian breweries' results because despite the fact that the result wasn't that good and their dividend wasn't that impressive, it was still the top gainer yesterday. Very interesting, up by 10%. Gold Insurance was the top loser, down by 9.43. Eromosele, let's start with this. They've declared another holiday tomorrow. My own is the issue of productivity because we already analyzed how last week Friday, schools had closed. Public schools had closed down. Some businesses were working only half day, because of the elections, and now they've declared another one tomorrow. I guess minus bankers and the what was the other one? Essential services.
We're all left to go determine what essential services is.
Right, exactly. So my own concern, I don't know how you feel about this, but my own concern is, again, whenever these holidays are declared, and we've had conversations in the past that Nigeria has too many public holidays and stuff, but I understand it's for the elections, I understand they want to get people prepared, but productivity takes a hit, does it not?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a situation, so it means essentially 1 day's worth of businesses is sort of lost.
Right.
But again, the point here is what they're trying to achieve is to encourage people to go back to vote. I mean, with the issues that happened last week when a lot of people were prepared and then they came out and postponed the election.
Right.
So, I mean, they're just trying to do everything now to try to encourage people to vote. We've also seen some of these transport companies that have offered discounts on trips just to try to get people to come out to vote. And I mean, all I can do is encourage people to come out to vote.
Right.
Some individuals have actually offered to also pay transportation fees
for people, right?
To go home. We'll talk about transport. I don't know if you'll be able to answer this one from WhatsApp. John Harry says, good morning. Please, I'd love to know which website can help me save traveling costs in both flight tickets and accommodation.
Okay, you know what? Thank you. Okay, you know what? I like the homework you guys give me. I'll probably have to respond to you privately because there are a number of websites that offer discounts. So I'll search for something. When is he traveling? Tomorrow or is it today? He didn't say. Yeah, John, I'll search and I'll respond to your WhatsApp message and see what options that we have there. Eromosele, shall we go into oil or shall we go into Nigerian breweries? Which one should we jump into here? Let's start with oil. The thing is, Business Day is saying the headline is why Nigeria may not benefit from rising oil prices in 2019. I wanted to get your thoughts. One of the reasons they've listed here is that we're actually shipping out less crude oil. Like I think it was 1.6 million barrels in January of this year versus 1.7 in December of last year. They're saying, I think one of our largest buyers of oil, is it India Oil Corporation, thank you. They have a deal with America where they've decided to diversify their sources of crude where they buy it from. So that's a threat. What do you think? It looks like we can't even the oil that we've been depending on so much, it may not even be the case this year.
Well, I mean, essentially what the report is trying to point out is that we have also, there has been reduced production volumes going out there. I mean, from the data that was stated in the report, which was said to have been gathered from Bloomberg, I believe, that we've seen lower volumes go out, and we're starting to see oil prices rise. Also, like Nigeria is also losing some customers. I mean, one of the major ones I just talked about is the India Oil Corporation.
Right.
Now, the other thing that the report tried to point out is as oil prices start to trend higher, then the subsidies that the government has to pay to keep prices at current level also goes up as well. And well, that's a negative.
Right.
And that's sort of in a summary what exactly the report was trying to point out.
And of course, since we're refining, since our refiners importing the refined crude, that's also another cost we have to introduce.
Dangote's refinery
Comes in, which is what, 2022, 2023. We don't even know when that's coming on stream. Okay, so that's the story with oil there. We can't even depend on that. So we'll have to see how shipments of oil go for the rest of this year. But let's hop into Nigerian breweries. Like every report I've read, they've had a sell rating on Nigerian breweries. What was it? Profit after tax dropped what, 40% for Nigerian breweries or so?
Both profit after tax and revenue were down. But I mean, before even going down into Nigerian breweries, essentially in the breweries industry in Nigeria, we've had a case where the small fry is sort of brewing a storm. The small fry,
no pun intended,
being international brewers in that space. So I mean, one of the things that has plagued the sector is the fact that consumer spending has reduced as well. Consumers have also sort of shifted to cheaper brands in the market. So essentially, we've seen the mainstream brands from Nigerian breweries take a hit. Mainstream brands really have taken a hit as individuals have gone to the value brand. So for instance, instead of drinking Star Lager beer, we have more individuals drinking Goldberg or Trophy, cheaper brands.
The cheaper brands.
The cheaper brands. Now another thing that has also affected the brewers industry is the imposition of the excise duties last year, and following that imposition, I mean, cost of production has actually gone up. But now the brewers haven't necessarily been able to translate that additional cost to the consumers.
So they're eating that
losing the customer to other competitors, and that's where international breweries has come out, because they with their entrance into the market, just trying to gain market share at this point in time, aren't looking to increase prices at this point. So the other players in that space also have to sort of follow that trend, and we can see that eating into their profit margins. I mean, if you're looking at Nigerian breweries results, like you mentioned, revenue was down about 5.8%. Profit after tax was also down about 41%. Looking at the net margin also, that's their net income against their revenue. It was down from about 9.6% to about 6.0%. I mean, same thing with gross profit margins, down to about 39.1%. So essentially, it isn't looking too rosy for that sector. And we're expecting excise duties to be increased again this year, because you know there was a 3-year plan.
They're staggering it, in stages.
Alright, we have a few messages here on WhatsApp. It seems like it's pouring with messages. So another public holiday tomorrow. Let's add that to the loss of revenue. This is from Benga.
Benga, it's no wow. Anyway,
Alright, Benga then mentioned some of the brands you mentioned earlier on, that it's not just for the price in terms of the lower prices, but also for health reasons, as it's claimed some of them contain less sugars.
Okay, that's true. Some of these brands, they started doing that whole health thing now, right?
The whole buzz and health awareness currently going on.
Alright, Kingsley here asks, what's the explanation behind why a Zenith Bank with good results is not appreciating so much, and a Nigerian breweries, for instance, is gaining despite poor results?
The Nigerian one breweries, Eromosele, I can't even explain. I don't know. I cannot explain why Nigerian breweries appreciated yesterday, because unless investors are just feeling contrarian and they wanted to take the other side of the trade, or maybe they feel that the stock might jump after the election.
I mean, with current pricing in the market, really, there's on a relative valuation basis. So looking at what is currently trading, and looking at the EV to EBITDA, P as well relative to peers, and then looking at what it currently is against its historical position, you can see that it's somewhat trading at a discount.
Okay.
Now, the expectation is that following conclusion of the elections and things sort of normalize, we might see market performance actually improve. We might see foreign investors come back into the market. I mean, that's dependent on their reaction to the election results. If that happens, then Nigerian breweries will most likely be one of those stocks that will.
Zenith must have been priced in already. I think they were expecting a good result from Zenith, and that's because I saw you only appreciated like ₦1 on the exchange with Zenith, so that could be the explanation for that. What else we got?
Alright, now this is an advice for electorates who are going out to visit to vote on Saturday, but we'll move on. Good morning, my name is Ebenezer. Please, I also need help above airline you just mentioned.
Okay, so the
right?
travel
More
thing.
people, yeah.
Business Express is going to turn into an aviation show soon. Okay.
Right, so hello, Smith Olu has a very important question to ask you. I work in a microfinance bank. Am I a banker? Hashtag public holiday.
Bolu, I think you're a banker. Help us out.
Right, Joseph here is asking, please Rotus, help tell Lagos State government that their citizens are dying in traffic on Ikeja along expressway. Along
Joseph,
the expressway.
Joseph, the people running for governor, they've all claimed, Eromosele, that they'll fix traffic.
Traffic,
all of them
we'll
running
talk
for
about
governor.
traffic.
So we'll Joseph, hold them to account and vote wisely on March 9th. Is that when we're voting for governor in
Yes,
Lagos?
that's
Yes, March
the day.
9th. So Joseph, hold them to account. Huh?
Padike here says, since we Nigerian politicians, are you a politician? And need cash and money transfers tomorrow, bankers join the essential buckets.
Happy K and Yinka, our naughtiest message senders. Thank you for your messages.
Thank you.
All right, how much time we got?
We
Ayo?
have 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes, okay, that's not okay. We're still on banking here. Eromosele, real quick, I want to join these two stories together since we're running out of time. The Bureau of Statistics released their banking sector reports for, I think it was the fourth quarter last year, showing that loans to the private sector dropped by about 455 billion to 15.1 trillion naira. I think the higher sectors that they're still lending to, oil and gas and manufacturing. Despite all the high non-performing loans, oil and gas is still taking the bulk of all the credit from the banks. And then to join with that, fintech lending platforms are filling the credit gap for individuals. That's from Business Day. So what do you think?
I mean, so over like the past 3 years or almost 4 years now, yes, we've seen credit extension from the commercial banks, the bigger DMBs as well, also slow. And this is largely due to the perceived risk in the environment. They're also trying to keep their non-performing loans within the stipulated guidelines. So we've seen credit extension reduce, and most of them would favor HNIs or corporates. Now, for the smaller guys who need loans,
You and me,
we've seen
and Ayo.
we've now seen fintechs come into that space
Right.
to take advantage of that. So I mean, taking a loan from a bank, you need collateral. There's
Right.
a whole long process
list, right.
that you need to go through. For most of these fintechs, sometimes the state, even without collateral, you can get loans within 24 hours. Now, I mean, the trade-off is the fact that for these fintechs, the sort of interest rates that they would offer you are significantly higher
Right.
than what the banks will give you. I mean, the banks will give you high interest rates
Right, right.
anyways. But for this platform, sometimes you see as high as 60%.
Annualized
thereabouts.
though. Yeah,
Well,
annualized, right,
yeah.
right.
All right, let's go
Okay.
to WhatsApp because we have a few messages here. Question for you. Yemi says, is stockbroken part of essential services exempted from the holiday tomorrow?
Yemi, I thought essential services was emergency services.
Which is what
That's what I thought.
I believe.
Honestly, they didn't specify. So Yemi, I do not know. But I,
I mean,
would expect the market is going to be open today,
Yeah.
sorry,
So
tomorrow
asking
too.
about
Well, I mean, for
Yeah.
that, we need to hear from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. today
Exactly.
to
I
know
think the stock
what's
exchange will
gonna
be
happen.
open tomorrow. I think. I don't know. We'll see.
All
We'll
right,
see.
Sukomi here says your commentaries and commentators. So Rotus, I think Rotus that you probably want to respond to him.
Oh,
personally
okay. So as far as the what? Let's see now. Negative. Let's see now.
About your the Dangote refinery.
Oh, okay. No, Dangote refinery. Actually, there's a delay. I mean, he's talked about the weather being part of the reason why they're not coming on stream. They said they were going to come on stream. Was it not 2000? Yeah, 20. It was supposed to be 2020, and they pushed it. It's been pushed back to 2021, I believe, or 2022. So that's factual. It's actually in there as far as what he said when he said he's going to come on stream. So that's part of what's in the news.
All right, thank you so much for
Are we out of time?
We're out of time. Completely out of
Eromosele,
time.
thank you for
Eromosele,
joining us.
thank
Much
you
appreciated.
So much.
And thanks for your messages.
Thank you, Lagos.
All right. Was there a